Hello everyone. So I've been thinking about setting up this 75-gallon aquarium. It would be my largest aquarium. I have several aquariums in my fish room. There's a 40-gallon breeder over here, over there, 29 over there, a couple of 20 longs on this wall, and a couple of one 10-gallon and a 5.5, and like couple of that are 4 and change. Those are just betta tanks. Anyway, over here we have the project for the 75-gallon, and the stand's in progress. I don't like this design, and I watched some YouTube videos, which I should have done beforehand, in all honesty, about how to build one. And I think I'm just gonna redo it completely and get that going. Just checking in here real quick. I was outside and I cut up the wood for the stand for the 75-gallon, so I got some pieces over here. Yeah, mostly all over there. And some pool filter sand I picked up at the hardware store. Most of the bags were broken, but at least there was one not broken, but that's probably not gonna be enough. But fun. So we're back here with the 75 gallon tank build, and just a couple of thoughts on both the stand and painting the back of the glass. Now that we have all those things done, the stand and the glass look pretty good. I think it'll look better once we turn it around and start getting some substrate and lights on it and everything, lids, etc. But just a couple of thoughts on the stand. As I mentioned before, I took apart what I originally built and then built this, which there's some many videos on YouTube already about how to build this kind of stand. You could make it however tall you want it, or however long, if you got a 125 or whatever that's 6 foot long, etc. This particular stand would also house a 90 since it has the same footprint as a 75, and I believe maybe a 150 has the same footprint. But anyway, this particular stand has 3 2x4s per leg, and they're buttressed here with the cross beams. So this is really sturdy, should easily hold the weight of the 75 gallon tank. When you watch videos online, some people put cross members between on the tops and maybe on the bottom too. I didn't do that. I don't think it's necessary. This is a really strong 2x4 stand with lots of screws in it. Say hi to Trudy. She's nosy. This should hold this tank quite easily, so I didn't feel that was at all necessary. Some people also put plywood on top. You could do that, but again, I don't think that's necessary either. You could just keep it simple like this, or you could do that too if you want to, but plywood's a bit expensive, plus cutting it's kind of a pain in the butt. If you don't have a table saw and a nice big wood shop. Here in my room, I'm downstairs, and so I mostly have to build. That's why I put it together down here. The stairs here in this basement are really narrow and very steep. This is an old house, so getting anything down here is a real pain in the butt. So it's better to just build it, cut it outside. I have a little patio out back. Cut it outside, bring the pieces in, and assemble it here in the basement. Now the glass, that turned out okay. This is a latex paint. It's a semi-gloss. A lot of people recommend a matte. I would have used a matte, but I couldn't find one at the hardware store when I went. Otherwise I would have used it, so I just picked up what I could. It worked fine. I had to put, as you see in the fast-forwarded videos, I had to put 3 or so coats, more like 4, and you might notice that I taped the perimeter, and I shouldn't have taped this underside lip here, because when I pulled it off over here, it started pulling the paint back a little. So a little tip, if you do this type of paint, I wouldn't bother taping it off. Just be careful. If anything, you might tape the side here so it's got a nice clean line, but if you're careful, you could just do that without tape. Tape's not really necessary. Plus, this is going to be on the back, so who cares? I was just being a little overcautious, and I would advise not to do that because I had to touch it up. I had to kind of push it back down and then touch it up there, but that'll be okay. But I would advise not using tape. And the reason you might use latex paint is because, like I said, when I pulled the tape back, it started peeling it away. If I were to ever want to get rid of this tank and somebody didn't want a painted back, this could be removed pretty easily, and you would just have a normal tank. So anyway, that's a couple of thoughts on that, and we'll check back with more here in a bit.